Hi. Hello. Good evening. It is Sunday night. I'm filming this a little bit later than I usually do, but I did not feel great today. I had a pretty bad migraine most of the day. I hope you had a better day than I did. I had a pretty bad migraine most of the day, so I was resting a lot, and I only just really started doing things a few hours ago. That's the worst. Is there anything better, though, than that feeling of feeling good after you have had a headache, after you've not been feeling well? Like, it's just, you just feel normal, but you just don't have a crippling headache. I think, I always talk about that. I think, because it's like euphoric to just not have a headache. I hope you're not getting sick of these triggers. I'll try to go through the house and find other interesting things that I can use. This is from all the bubble wrap. I'll try to not do it too much. I feel like the sound, it's all popped, but the plastic is still good. But I feel like the sound is quite loud. So I just wanted to make my little video for y'all. Just play with some triggers, and I thought tonight I would tell you a little story, a little bit of a personal story, and a little bit of like a life lesson type thing that I hope you will like. So as you can see on this hat, this is a U.S. Postal Service hat. And I don't believe you can buy these. I have this hat because my father is retired now, but my father was a postal worker. My father was a postman for my entire life, as long as I can remember. And he is such a special, incredible human. I'm so lucky to have him as my father. And I just wanted to share this story because I was thinking about it recently. When I was very little, like elementary school or something like that, we had like a like a career day, something like that. We had a career day. And I remember as a small child, I felt this like jealousy because some of my classmates' parents came in to participate. I don't think my parents did. And you know, I remember my friend's dad was a lawyer. I had a friend's dad who was a doctor. And I remember as a kid, those feelings of like, I wish my dad did something cool like that, you know? And when I was really little, I remember I got teased. At one point, I remember these older girls were making fun of me and like making fun of the fact that my dad was a mailman. And this makes me really sad because when you're a kid, you're so impressionable, you know? And you don't really know any better. And I just felt sad and I didn't know any different. And as I grew up, it wasn't hard for me to recognize and realize, like, what a gift it was to be my father's daughter. My father picked me up every single day from school. Every single day. My mom would drop me off in the morning, and my dad would pick me up from school. And he would have snacks for me. He would have snacks for me in the car. He would either like pick stuff up, or he would just, I don't know, have stuff saved. Sometimes we would stop on the way home and pick something up, and it was just one of those things that when you're little, you take it for granted. You don't know any better. This is normal. And as I grew up, I noticed and started to recognize and realize that not everyone's father was as present and involved as my father was. It was not everyone's father who came and picked them up every day. Not everyone's father came to all of the school events. My dad was so involved in my upbringing. You know, when I was on a soccer team, I grew up playing soccer, and he would practice with me in the backyard. And all of these things that I didn't recognize, you know, how special they were when I was very little. And it soon became apparent what a gift being his kid was. He was so present and so involved in my life. And there are other things too, like, I love telling this story. My father would, like, he would befriend people on his route. Also, for the record, I'm not just, like, filthy and have had the same can. Did I say this already? If I haven't already said this, I think I was, like, mentally planning to say this. I'm addicted to these, so I drink them quite regularly now. So there's constantly new cans. I'm not just, like, using the same can over and over again. So anyway, so this story, my father, one year, I knew that he was, like, friendly with all of the people on his route, and, like, he would always come home with stuff, like, especially on the holidays, he would always come home with a ton of gifts and stuff. And there was one year, I remember on Christmas Day, the whole family, we went to visit this lady. I still remember. It was an older lady, and the whole family went, and I remember as a kid being like, why are we going to see this random lady? I want to play with my toys, it's Christmas. I remember she gave me eggnog, and I was like, this is gross. And she had the house all nice, and we spent a couple hours with her there, and then we left. And it wasn't until I was a little bit older, I don't know if she came up and we talked about it, or I just remembered and realized and recognized. But my father had brought his family to this lady on Christmas Day because she was widowed. So she wouldn't have to be alone on Christmas Day. I don't remember why, if she didn't have kids or what the deal was, but I know that she was a little bit older and she was completely alone, and he just didn't want her to be alone on Christmas. This story makes me like almost want to cry a little bit. It makes me tear up because it's like, that's the kind of kindness that I like to think he has passed on to me. My emotions are a little heightened right now because we got a lot of stuff that's going on in the family. I have a lot of stuff going on, so I'm a little all over the place, but it has been really nice spending this time with you every night. It's been nice to have sort of like a focus and a thing to put sort of my focused energy on, and a goal and something to hold me, ground me a little bit, you know? So I really appreciate you being here and listening. But anyway, so yeah, I thought that was really sweet, and like, there's so many funny little stories about all these different people he would befriend on his route, and I was always like, Dad, when do you like get the mail delivered if you're like hanging out and like chatting up all these people on your route? There was like a nail salon that he was really friendly with, and he knew all the different people who worked there. And it was cute. They would like send him home with stuff for his girls. Although I've never been a very girly girl. But so that's just a little story I wanted to share, a little bit of a little something about me, about my dad. He's such a wonderful father, and I think the point of this story is, you know, as a kid, I had those moments of like not recognizing and appreciating what a gift I had in my life, you know, and that felt real. That was my reality in that moment as a small child. But what I grew up to recognize and realize is, you know, his choices and his everything he did, like provided for me. He provided for me, but also not just financially, like emotionally, and my growth and my well-being. My father was so involved in my life, and that's not something that that was common. You know, sorry. Where'd you go? Sorry. You know, that's not something that everyone else got to experience. Oh my gosh. Sorry. And so I guess the point is, I think sometimes there are gifts in your life that you might not recognize in this moment, but they're there for you if and when you choose to. And maybe there are things that are happening right now that you don't even realize are gifts yet, but you will in the future when you're ready, when the time is right. You know, I'm so proud now. I tell people I'm so proud. I love telling people about my father, that he was a postman, and like about his stories of meeting people on his route, and all of that. So yeah, that's just a little story for you. Okay. I hope you have a very good rest, day, sleep, whatever it is you may be doing now. And I'll talk to you soon. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Thanks for being you.